Soulslikes have been in a coma for a year. No big swings, no real contenders. Then Cold Symmetry comes back from the dead and drops Mortal Shell 2. And after playing the beta, I can tell you this might be the only game in 2026 that actually earns the comparison to FromSoft. Here's everything confirmed about Mortal Shell 2: the combat, the new shells, the world, and whether you should actually pre-order it. Let's get into it. So what is this game? If you have never played the original, Mortal Shell came out in 2020, and it did something almost nobody else was doing. Instead of building one character, you possess the corpses of fallen warriors called shells. Each one is a different build, different stats, different combat identity, and you can swap between them mid-turn. Mortal Shell 2 isn't a small sequel. It's a standalone game, 4 plus years in development, built as a genuine expansion of that same idea instead of a safe rehash. And with almost nothing else releasing in this genre this year, it's carrying a lot of weight on its shoulders. Let's get the practical stuff out of the way. Mortal Shell 2 launches on August 20, 2026 on PS5, Xbox X and S, and PC via Steam. That date is deliberate. It lands a full week before the September pileup of Wolverine and other big releases, so it gets a clean runway with nothing crowding it out. Now let's talk about the pricing. The standard edition is going to cost you $50 US. The Dev edition, or you can say Deluxe edition, is going to cost you $60 in US. That includes 72 hours of early access plus an exclusive Obsidian skin set for all 8 playable shells. And the final one we have is called Rivet Edition or Collector's Edition. That will include the physical copy and the steelbook alongside the art book, fine art prints, and everything that is included in the Dev Edition. If you're on the fence about getting the early access in the Dev Edition, it's really the only functional upgrade. Everything else is just cosmetic. Now let's talk about the world building. This is where Mortal Shell 2 is making the biggest jump. The first game was linear, corridor based. This one, on the other hand, is an open world, but Cold Symmetry is calling it a compact version on purpose. They're not trying to outmap Elden Ring. You're moving through forests, marshes, temple ruins, underground dungeons, and hidden paths, all interconnected by footpaths instead of a fast travel first structure. Inside that world, over 60 dungeons. Each one is a self-contained challenge built around whatever build and weaponry you have accumulated by the time you reach it. That's a real number worth sitting with. That's not filler content. That's the entire spine of the game's difficulty curve. Story-wise, you're the Harbinger, tasked with reclaiming something called the Ova, stolen from a being called the Undermetal, from the creatures guarding it. It's vague on purpose in classical Souls-like tradition. You piece the actual lore together as you go. Next is what you guys all been waiting for, is the combat. And not just that, we're also going to speak on what actually changed. This is the part that matters the most if you have played the first game. Stamina bar is gone entirely. No more resource gating every dodge and swing. That alone changes the entire rhythm of every fight. Melee is faster. Cold Symmetry has leaned into what they're calling unrestricted adrenaline charged combat. This isn't the deliberate chess match pacing of the original anymore. It's closer to a hybrid between the first game's weight and something snappier underneath it. Ranged weapons and firearms are in now. That's new territory for the series. Combat spans melee and ranged, and is explicitly not stamina bound. So the developers framing this as freedom to mix tactics rather than forcing a single combat loop. Posture breaking is still central. You're still shattering enemy composure to open up critical strikes. That DNA from the first game hasn't gone anywhere. It's just wrapped in a faster shell. Speaking of the shells, right now we know of at least 3 confirmed shells from the gameplay reveal, and reports are saying there's going to be 8 in total. Each shell keeps the series' core identity: different weapons, different abilities, and different combat philosophy. and the awakening and possession mechanic returns as the core progression loop. You're not just picking a build once, you're actively hunting down dormant shells scattered throughout the world and unlocking their kits as you go. Now here's the part that should actually move your decision. The open beta went genuinely wild. Over 500,000 downloads in under 2 weeks, and is sitting at a 93% positive rating on Steam. That's not a marketing number, that's a real community sentiment of actual hands-on time. The complaints that keep surfacing are mostly presentation level, not foundational. Font size is too small, item pickups are hard to see on screen, and there's some blurriness that players are hoping gets cleaned up before the graphic settings are finalized. Fall damage being an instant kill is also getting pushback. There's very old school design choice drawing mixed reactions in 2026. None of that is the combat is broken or the game feels bad. It's polished tier feedback, which honestly is a good sign this close to launch. Now the biggest question, should you play it? Or should you buy it even? If you're a Soulslike fan who's had basically nothing to chew on this year, Mortal Shell 2 is shaping up to be the real contender out there, and for the best entry in the genre this year. Not because the field is empty, but because what's actually here is very solid. Faster combat, a genuinely large dungeon count, a returning shell system that still rewards experimentation, and beta numbers that back it up. If you're on the edge about Dover Edition upgrade, unless early access matters to you, save the $10 and put it towards something else. Mortal Shell 2 drops August 20th. I'll be running full shell breakdowns and boss guides day 1, so subscribe if you don't want to miss that. Let me know down below in the comment section which shell you will be rolling with first. Subscribe, die, learn, and conquer.